The one day we woke up and the sea was on its head a bit, and obviously a big storm out to sea. And if you get up on the hill or from above and you look at the launch, it actually looks quite easy at hole in the wall. You get these big gaps between the foamies, but when you sit and look at it straight on, it looks just like a wall of water. So what you need to do when you get through that, you need to literally push in and hold it, and just take one step at a time, one break at a time. And you've got about 6 or 7 breaks, eat into it, come back with it, and just keep turning. And a boat like Fish Face, 19-foot Evo, it's a perfect boat for that kind of launch. Turns easily, handles well, and while you're doing that, you need to be aware of where all the rocks and everything are, because if you venture too far to the north or the south and you have a problem, then you're going to have big problems. So yeah, we just took our time, ate into it, got a gap, and got out safely. Yeah, with the sea being a little bit rough on the outside and the Transkei with that massive current on the outside and the wind over the top of it, the sea conditions are, they're terrible. Even with 10-15 knots of wind, it's just not great at all. So we chose to stick in the inside. In 32 meters of water, there's a pinnacle that comes up to 14 meters, and you get a lot of big black mussel crackers there.
Yeah guys, we're fishing here, obviously in the Transkei. Gonna go try for a nice black mussel cracker. So yeah, obviously a nice small chock or nice fleshy bait works very well for them. So yeah, obviously when you rig them, you're going to either two nice J hooks, and then yeah, so first of all, the top hook's going to go through the chock over there. Then you're going to bend it back like that, and you're going to place your second one over the top like this. Sorry. Straight over there, through the bait, out like that, put it nice and proud, and then you're going to straighten that top hook again. So you've got 2 nice proud hooks like that, and that should produce the bite.
Alright, you can see on the low ends there, you can see those big showings Jiva and Craig have gone into. Okay, time to go down, guys. And I'm pretty sure one of them is going to get a decent cracker. Such good showings, such big structure. I'm going to go with a slow pitch jig and have some fun, maybe catch some small reds. Let's see. Yeah, slow pitch jigging is just a different technique of jigging really. Back in the day when you look at a longer pencil jig, funny enough most of the big bites you get are when you slow it down. So it's just a variation of jigging slightly slower. You can use those old long pencil jigs, but they've developed smaller, fatter butterfly jigs that what you do, you let it down to the bottom, to the target area, and you just flick it and hold it there, and the jig kind of tumbles and spins and does its own thing in the target area. It can be quite challenging to get a small, light jig down into the area you want, but this sort of place, very shallow, easy to use, and it's just great fun. Sling on the slow pitch jig. This is just the starter. I think Lati and Jiva are going to get the main calls. It's quite a weird one because when you go there's a lot of small bottom fish and stuff and a lot happening. So when you put your bait down, you get all these little peckers and lots of slingers and all sorts of small reef fish. But the key there is to go and have fun with something like a slow pitch jig, or even just put a bottom trace down and just have some fun and catch all those little fish. And what will happen after an hour or so of all that activity is you'll get a big mussel cracker, you'll come and have a look what's going on.
Two assist hooks, two slingers. It's like a vineyard.
Yeah, once Craig and Jiva had been fishing on the floor with bits of fresh chocker, and Craig had been using some bonnies and stuff, you get a big congregation of bottom fish, and that was evident by when I went down, felt a little bit heavier. Actually got two slingers on those on the little assist hooks. Something I've caught two amberjacks before, one on each assist hook. Done that twice, but never two bottom fish. So
Double trouble.
after about 15 minutes of trying very hard, Craig got a bite. Something different, not what we were looking for, but yeah, sea barbel nevertheless. Yeah, when you get a fish like a Scotsman on a reef, then you know it's a really healthy reef system. It's a really beautiful bottom fish. They get really big, up to like 10, 12 kilos. This was a small one, and so yeah, it's a really proper place to fish. Yeah, you could see there was a whole variety of different bottom fish coming out. Craig had a lot to say about his cracker fishing experience. Decided to weigh in with a nice barbel eventually. Anyway, it's nice to see those fish. Got to be careful of their spines. Showed us nicely how to avoid that.
Not the most friendly fish in the ocean. They actually can do quite a bit of damage. On their pectoral fins, they have a very horrible spike. They also have one on their dorsal fin. Put your hands from behind, put it like that, and grab it like that, and then he can't spike you. You just take hooks out. Easiest way to handle these fish.
Yeah, as we were getting into the species and getting more and more bottom fish, we knew it was a good time. Jeeves went down with that nice big chocker, that big fresh chocker from Hooksy Products, and yeah, it didn't take long. You hit the bottom, and that rod of his just went flat. Didn't even have a chance to bounce. And yeah, we preset the drag on the pen slammer, nice and smooth, 65-pound whiplash. And literally in that shallow water, that big cracker that he races off like a game fish, like a yellowtail or a kuta. We got lucky this time. Quite often in that shallow water, when it races off, it can cut you off. But yeah, didn't manage to do that.
Yeah, Jiva's getting stretched. You put that nice big chock on, and it looks like he's got a big crack on. That's what we've been fishing for, so hopefully that's what he's got.
The thing is not to pull too hard. I mean, to hold them tight, but if you try to rip the fish up, then you're gonna cause it to suffer barotrauma. And the crackers and things like that, they do suffer quite badly from it. But yeah, on 14, 16 meters of water, you're not gonna have that problem. So still, just take your time, enjoy the fight, bring it up, and yeah, then you've got a much better chance of releasing it safely.
That is a cracker of a cracker. Sure. Okay, they're coming.
We looked over into that dark green Transkei water, as it is most of the time down there. It was a proper loom, and I got very excited. It's a really big achievement to catch a big mussel cracker. And when we saw the size of Jeeva's one, it's probably one of the bigger ones that we've ever seen. So a really special fish, and something that you don't come across every day. Yeah, one of the biggest things about a bottom fish like a cracker is it's very slow growing. They estimated sometimes a kilo a year. So this fish here, we measured and it converted to just over 33 kilos, I think. And if you look at the condition of the fish, I think it could have gone well over that.
That is a cracker. Well done, Jeeves. Great fish.
Thanks.
Get a couple photos. You let this bad boy go.
That fish is probably in excess of 35 years old, a breeding stock, and it's just pointless to take it to eat. So yeah, it's impressive to catch that fish, take a great photo, and even better to let it go and carry on terrorizing the reef and doing its thing there. Yeah, after a couple of pictures, we put it back into the stretcher, then held it over the side, loaded it into the water, and just held it in the water just so the fish could get breathing again, get a little bit of life into it, and then just push him off. And you can see he was upright nicely, went down there, chilled, got his bearings, and then disappeared back to the reef. And yeah, there's no better feeling to see a magnificent fish like that go back, and you know you've got a chance of catching him next time when he's even bigger.
Jiva!
Lovely.
Wow.
Yeah, the Transkei is a really special place. One of the best things I enjoy about it is it's a tough place to get to. It's generally a really tough surf launch. Fishing conditions can be tough with all the currents and the rough seas. So that's probably the number one aspect that actually protects all these big bottom fish. But when you do get the weather gaps and the conditions, and you do catch them, it's nice to catch them, take a few photos and put them back. Yeah, a really special place and a place we really enjoy visiting.